Hey, hey, hey. The Atlanta Hawks, man. The Atlanta Hawks are in a nightmare situation. The Atlanta Hawks landed the number one pick in the draft. They drafted Zachary Ricochet. Looks like he's going to be great. Look like he's going to be a good player, man. We watched the preseason game last night against Indiana. Even though it's a preseason game, he looks good. So, came off the bench, did his thing, looked real good out there, looked real comfortable. He's going to be a good player in this league. Number one pick. I don't know if he got superstar written all over him, but we will see, man. So he's off to a good start. But they have the number one pick in the draft, and they can't even rebuild the way that they want to rebuild because they have a ball dominant player on the roster that they cannot trade because he has no value. The Hawks wanted to trade Trae Young, but they couldn't get any value for him. They're stuck for a couple of more years with Trae Young. And when you draft the number one overall player, when you have the number one pick in the draft and you draft a player like Zachary Ricochet, you don't want to have a guy like Trae Young who's been in the league it's his seventh year already. You don't want to have a guy like him around that's ball dominant like that, that's going to like stunt any of his growth. So you want to trade Trae Young, but they just couldn't. Now, Trae Young and DeJounte Murray, they wasn't a good fit. We know that. They had to trade one of them. They tried their best to trade Trae Young. But, I mean, you're just not going to just give them away. So they ended up trading DeJounte Murray because they could get more value for him. That's messed up. So we stuck for a couple of more years with Trae Young. Yeah, even though they was a better team when DeJounte played without Trae Young. When Trae Young was out with injuries, we seen it. The Hawks were a better team without him. So when you see stuff like that, you trade Trae Young and get a player back in here, another, on all-star caliber player or right on the verge of being an all-star caliber player for Trae Young. But nobody wanted Trae Young. Let's just keep it real. Didn't want him. And I already know what his supporters gonna say. These Trae Young guys, man, 29 and 10. Yeah, he did. He was averaging 29 and 10. Empty stats. They empty stats the same way Russell Westbrook was getting those empty triple doubles. The reason why I call them empty stats is because they come with stat chasing. It has nothing to do with winning basketball games, and it has everything to do with stat chasing. Now, from the game that I watched last night with Trae Young in the preseason game, he seems to be making a little conservative, making an effort to let other people have the ball sometimes. Because what I've watched from Trae Young in the past is he gonna pout if he don't have the ball. I've seen Trae Young stop fast breaks to make sure he bringing the ball up the court. I've seen it. So, yeah, man, it seemed like he made a little effort last night to not be that way. Pretty sure his coach talked to him. I heard his coach said something about that in the press conference last night about, Trae Young, other people can have the ball, you can come back and get it, but other people have to touch the ball. He ain't said in those words, but he did say it. And we have this other guy, DeAndre Hunter, on the team. Lord have mercy. I have no idea what happened to this guy. Look, DeAndre Hunter broke out in his second year. I mean, we looking at it like, man, this is the next Kawhi Leonard. This is the next great small forward in the league. We got him on our team. I'm telling you. And he got hurt. That second year is when the Atlanta Hawks went to the Eastern Conference Finals with all them guys. That was DeAndre Hunter's second year. He just kept getting hurt that year though. Got hurt. So we was waiting on this guy to come back. We can't wait till DeAndre Hunter come back. We're gonna be fine. So that next season started. DeAndre Hunter started off pretty good, man. And then he was standing in the corner, got the ball. He took the ball and headed toward the basket. He was about to dunk hard. I mean, yes. And Kelly Oubre fouled his ass hard as hell. He ain't been right since. You know how mentally weak you got to be in the game of basketball for something like that to happen, and you ain't never been the same since. I ain't seen him driving to the baskets like that no more. His game just been totally out of whack since he got fouled hard by Kelly Oubre going to the basket for a dunk. You got to be really mentally weak. So, yeah, man, they got two players on their team, Trae Young and DeAndre Hunter, that they can't get rid of. Trae Young may be able to look like he may be able to figure out a way to be a better teammate or to be a better point guard to let other people, play with the ball a little bit. And just don't stand there like you ain't going to do nothing because somebody else got your ball. But DeAndre Hunter, it's over. They ain't going to be able to get rid of him at all. It's over. He looking over his shoulder. Zachary Richer better than him. Even the other guy that we let go, I forget his name, the small forward, man. We let him go, but he was better than him. I mean, people just keep coming in looking way better than DeAndre Hunter, and it shouldn't be like that. He's the number 4 pick in the draft, but he got to go, man. Yeah. But also, I want to say this right here, and I want these Trae Young fans to understand what I'm saying. I want them to hear this. Listen to what I'm saying, man. If the Atlanta Hawks want to win, I ain't talking about winning meaning Trae Young getting his stats. That ain't what I'm talking about. If the Hawks want to win ball games, Jalen Johnson has to be your featured player. There it is. Trae Young cannot be your featured player if you want to win ball games. Trae Young got to take a step back, man. Jalen Johnson has to be the number 1 guy on this team. Because if Trae Young is the number 1 guy on your team, you're going nowhere. You're not going to win any ball games. I'm just keeping it real. Those are my thoughts, man. Jalen Johnson has to be your number 1 player if the Hawks want to win in this league going forward. Or Zachary Richer. One of those two. But not Trae Young. We've seen him being the number 1 player for 6 years. And I don't care. Y'all can bring up all that. Oh, they went to the Eastern Conference Finals. That was a fluke, man. That was the worst thing that could have happened to the Hawks. To go to the Eastern Conference Championship that early in their careers. Because they got the big head after that. And they thought they made it to the mountaintop. They've been going downhill ever since. Those are my thoughts, man. I'm out for real this time. I'm out.